Hi, welcome to another edition of MTG Playback. It's where I, an actual pastor, my name is Mark, I play a game of Magic the Gathering on Arena, and then I talk about what happened during the game afterwards. So I record it, and then I think and walk with you through my thinking, maybe my opponent's thinking, what was going on, and basically all the ways I could do better. The whole goal of the series is to get me better at making game time decisions because I really do love playing a lot of paper Magic, and I'm noticing that I am struggling making all the right calls at the right time. Today's game is a little bit longer. It was a long game, and so I'm going to be fast forwarding through a part of it. So if some parts keep running through pretty quickly, I apologize for that. But let's get into it. Here we go. All right, so actually this is not a bad start for me. I've got two lands. I've got several two drops. I do not have the angel primarily that I want, but you know what? I can live with this. Especially with the Gold Forge Therapix, which just gives me a little bit of a blocker that I can play with in the very beginning of the game. Alright, so they played Swamp. I pull another land. That works. It gives me... Now I have 3 mana. I just really kind of need 4, and then I can pretty much run everything in my deck. So you see this kind of long pause. This was a part of the game. Lots of pauses, lots of waiting for the opponent or for anything just to happen. So that's why I'm going to kind of speed up through a lot of this. It's kind of surprised they didn't play anything there, but they seem to be going mono black. Drew a Metropolis Reformer. Good. I appreciate having it. However, I really could use one of the angels that... any of my other angels, basically. That can pump each other up or pull things off the top of my deck. Alright, they got 3 swamps, and they start flaying their creatures. So we got Braid's Arisen Nightmare. Alright, so... Theory, this is a person who could start sacrificing their own stuff and start causing me problems. So I immediately start trying to think about what are some things that I can do to kind of hold this off. So I'm trying to look at there. This is where I'm trying to say, okay, does hexproof work in this situation? It does not. If I'm hexproof, it does not work in this situation because I am the opponent. It doesn't target me. It's every opponent gets targeted. So that is why I'm making my decisions here. So what do I do? Do I play a reformer? Do I cast anything? And I chose not to because I wanted to make sure that if they have removal, that I had a way of protecting it with my Surge of Salvation or something else coming on. So they got a mono black. I'm not sure if it's called a zombie deck or whatnot. It's just a mono black aggressive deck. So I know I am playing slow. My opponent's playing slow, but I'm also purposefully playing slow. That's fine. Use up your mana. It makes me think that they don't have much in their hand right then and there. Then they made a mistake. This is where I knew I could bring my Catholic Commandos in, which is another reason why I didn't cast anything last turn. And block it and kill it right away. And keep my flag. So that worked well for me. I thought that played well. This is where I wish I did not have the Obscura storefront in my hand. Right? A plains land or something in this, a plains or an island, something that I could actually use at that time would have been so much more beneficial than this at this moment. So I think my goal you'll see a bunch of games where I keep that in for a while. I'm probably just gonna remove it. It's just not helpful. That one extra life it just hasn't been as helpful as I think it should be. Now, this is a card, because of Metropolis Reformer, I am a target, and I don't have I have hexproof, so I don't actually have to discard a card. So this actually worked out really, really well for me. I think it was a misplay on my opponent's part, not understanding how the hexproof works on the player. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable. They do a go for the throat, but they did that in the wrong order, right? But that's fine. It saved me from discarding a card for a minute, and then they cast another land. So again, I did not like that I'd lost it, but I'll take it. Alright, we're just gonna speed up a little bit. Let's see here. Alright. Now here's where it gets starting. We're rewriting here. It gets okay. So I decided not to do anything because I had my Surge and my Cather, and then they catch old Shelly, which I hate. I have ways of dealing with her. I do not have anything in my hand currently to deal with her, and so this is a problem. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Here's me hoping that they'll send the attacker in, thinking that I don't have another Cather Commando in my hand. And here's me praying that I get a Shelly. I mean, I get a Destroy Evil for next draw. So they do it, and I decide, you know what? I just gotta do something. There is a possibility I could have taken the 3 damage, and then save this to maybe block Shelly or something else later in the game. But since I was down to 18, and I just can't count on my Destroy Evils coming anytime soon, I just felt like, you know what? I gotta do something. I gotta save my life at this point. So I just waited for them to make a decision. Excuse me, I am drinking some of my delicious beverage with my Sin Boldly drink cozy. Alright, there it goes. It goes on the field. Past the blockers, and I kill it just to get it off the board. I do know I have a Steel Seraph available. I also have a Sierra Paragon, so I can get these Cather Commandos back, which is another reason why I was comfortable letting this die. Again, really slow. Alright, here's my turn. Now I have to draw. I'm going to lose 2 life. Which is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it is what it is. I'm not quite sure what to do at this point, but I decide that I'm really looking forward to Destroy Evil. And it does cost me another extra life, but because I destroy Evil, this is luck. I was able to kill it and get her right off the board, and their mana is already tapped out, so they can't have nothing they can do about it. So I was grateful for that and decided that, you know what, alright, I need some life, so let me get the Gold Forger Thorax going. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty happy with myself. Pretty proud of myself. And then they cost another Shelly! Another Shelly! Ah! I only have 3 Destroy Evils in this deck, I think. And so now I'm like, alright, well, nuts. Drew another land. I'm gonna go down. It comes in tap. Not great, but I'll have to just deal with it. And so here's where I decide to, you know what, I need to start flashing things from my... I was going to either start flashing things from my graveyard or start using my Steel Seraph for lifelink. Here we go. Again, it's not a lot. Taking 1 life is not great. But I'll get what I can. And I'm down to 2 cards. There's not much left I can do. And they have 3 or 4. I need to get better on my screen so you can see how many cards are in their hands. So another Braids comes out. Great. Not excited about it. Then they attack with Shelly. I think this is a misplay on their part. Right? So either I could kill it, and that's what they want me to do. But I decided not to. And it taps it. Because I don't mind sending things into my graveyard because I can pop it back out. To here I'm just thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Down to 9. but I can get another card again. Drawing another card. I'm hoping for something big. Did not work. That probably wasn't the right play there. Again, I probably should have done the Catholic Commando or something else. But now I have another Sierra Paragon in my hand. And also, if the Inspiring Overseer dies, I get 2 life. So, something's going on. Something's happening here. I also know that I have a Surge of Salvation, so I can protect my creatures if they decide to attack again. Decide to get lifelink because I want the damage. I want the life. So I lost 4 life during that hand. I got back my 4. And I also know that this makes me look weak. Right? It looks like I can't really do anything. Couldn't really attack Shelly. Like it makes me vulnerable. Graveyard Crash. Great. I mean, not great, but that is what it is. Let's fast forward just a little bit. Try to bring up a couple creatures. Another Corrupt. I'm not hexproof, so I had to discard a card. So I discarded my Sierra Paragon. Then they attack. And this is exactly what I was hoping they would do. Right? I think this was a mistake that I had lethal damage. And they didn't expect that I had a Surge of Salvation. So I got another Shelly off the board. Now I'm down to 9 life, and they're at 18, but I think I'm alright. Because again, I have the Sierra Paragon, so I can keep bringing these small angels out of the ground. Got another land. Which is fine. Again, really, I would love a Giada at this point, but I will take what I can get. Yep. Then I decided, okay, it's time to have some fun here. Wait. Do lifelink again. No, they don't have lethal damage, so I decided to go all out. It's a little risky, but I was pretty sure that they had their black creatures. They didn't have necessarily a lot of anything with haste. And with my Catholic Commando, I can kill one of their things, and if it dies, I get 2 life. So that was my thinking. Alright, so they got their wards, they can discard cards and board it. Again, I have 15 life at this point, so, or 14. I don't mind, I don't mind taking damage, because we're about the same. And I know I got flyers that they can't do anything about. So that was interesting. They decided to pop off a land. They only had 5 lands. And I have more. Right? Like, I don't see how that is helpful for them, because I have plenty of land and lots of street things. Got another Destroy Evil. Can't really do anything with that in this case, because their creatures are at 3. But let's just start hexproofing me. And just send my flyers in. Decided to do lifelink again to really go over the top. Okay. They could, in theory, attack and do 9 damage, but again, I got the Catholic Commando in. I just feel like I can survive while just kind of chipping away at them. Which was my full goal, just keep chipping away. Again, not the most effective use, but basically I've kind of created the board, and that is what it is. So they do a Virus Beetle, which means I have to discard a card. I have a Destroy Evil, that's all I got in my hand, so it is gonna have to go, and I can't use it really for anything right now, so. Oh wait, I forgot that I did this, right? Yep. Well, this was it. So this was a misplay on my play. I decided to destroy the artifact, but it already entered, which means I'm still going to have to discard a card. So that was a waste on my part. That was me misreading the card. And I just share that I admitted it. That was a mistake on my part. I've got to get better at that. Once it enters, it's going to happen. Right? That doesn't do anything to the stack or anything like that. I also apologize for anybody at home if you're listening and you hear something that sounds like a lawnmower. It's exactly right. My neighbors are having their lawn mowed right now outside my bedroom wall. All right. So again, kind of just slow game, slow game, slow game. They decided to send someone to attack. I already see if I had my Catholic Commando here, I could have done something in this case. But I also have 20 life. Right? Now I'm down to 19. I can take 6 damage. Right? I can take it and I don't mind it. Alright. Finally get a spell pierce. I haven't had any of my counter spells yet. I have nothing in my graveyard except these islands. Or these lands. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get some... Just do it anyways. Comes in tap. It just shuffles my drive. It shuffles my library a little bit. And I get that 1 life and then two more lives from the Sierra Paragon. Decide, okay. Now they only have 3 3s. Let's bring in all my vigilant stuff. Okay. Pick away at them. I have 16 life. They don't have lethal. I don't assume they can bring lethal on board. I know I can get 1 more life, so. Again, even with the 4/4s. So the fact that it turned was not in my thought. I did not think that. Through. So here's where I thought. Do I do a Spell Pierce and use up all their mana? Or do I let them cast it and then it would still go through? Or do I save and see what happens next? So I decided, it's going to happen anyways. Let's let it happen. And then if they cast their next thing, let's cause problems. Again, so they're sending 11 data. 11. They can still take things out of my graveyard. Okay, so the max they can do right there based on this is 13 damage. It's not great, and they can gain some life, but again, it's not a lot. So, I don't mind taking damage as necessary. So now I'm down to 4. Now they could bring me down to 2, they chose not to. Now I finally get my other counterspell. I've got lethal on the board. So it does not matter. Decide to vigilance just for funds. There we go. And that's it. A long game. But I will take the W. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me talk through the game. It was a little bit slower than usual, and as you can see, my deck can really pick at people, especially when I can't get my angels pumped up as large as I would like them to. If you appreciated this, if you liked it, just hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends or whatnot, and leave comments. What could I have done differently? What would have been better? What did I miss that my opponent was doing that I should have picked up on in the very beginning part of the game? I'm here to learn, and I could use all the help that I could get.